Hey everyone. My brain will not shut off after watching Tuesday's episode. Are we seriously going back down this road? I mean, Philip Kiriakis pitching a high-stakes poker game in Monte Carlo to save Titan? What is this, a James Bond movie? No. It's just Philip being Philip and making the absolute worst decisions possible when he feels like his back is against the wall. Because of course he thinks he can just gamble his way out of a multi-million-dollar corporate deficit. I've been watching this show since 2015, and this is honestly the most frustrating thing they've done with his character in a long time. Remember when they tried this gambling addiction storyline with him years ago? Yeah, didn't work out so well then either. But here we are watching him try to convince everyone that risking $5 million of Gabi Hernandez's money is a solid business strategy to win $200 million. I am screaming at my television. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's break down Xander's reaction, because Xander is all of us right now. And let me just say, Xander Cook Kiriakis is the only person making any sense in that mansion right now. He is absolutely horrified, and he should be. Xander is looking at Philip like he has three heads, and honestly, I am right there with him. Am I the only one who thinks Xander has grown so much while Philip is just regressing? Xander is rightfully terrified that Philip is going to fail miserably, lose Gabi's $5 million, and end up owing that woman for the rest of his natural-born life. Because we all know Gabi does not give out money out of the goodness of her heart. There are always strings attached. But beyond the money, Xander is genuinely worried about Philip relapsing into his gambling addiction. It is so sad, but also so incredibly frustrating. Philip is utterly convinced this is the only way to save Titan and the Kiriakis mansion. He is delusional. I know some people are loving this desperate, edgy Philip, but personally, I just want to shake him. Victor Kiriakis is probably rolling in his grave right now, watching his empire being put on a roulette table. So, while Philip is losing his mind over poker chips, Gabi is over here playing Dear Abby for her brother Javi, and I am kind of here for it. But also, since when is Gabi Hernandez the voice of healthy romantic reason? She is actually sitting there giving Javi relationship advice about Leo Stark. I mean, Gabi telling someone to follow their heart, even if it causes them pain, is rich coming from her. But I actually love this scene. She knows exactly how much pain and suffering Leo has caused Javi, and she definitely doesn't approve of Leo as a person. Who does? But she is insisting that Javi has to follow his heart. It's this weirdly mature moment for Gabi that I didn't see coming. Sometimes I contradict myself because I hate Gabi's scheming, but then she does something sweet for her family, and I'm like, okay, she's not totally evil. She really does love her brother. And can we talk about this Javi and Leo situation for a second? Because I am so emotionally invested in this mess. Javi is just so tortured over his feelings. Leo Stark is a walking disaster zone. He ruins everything he touches. He gossips. He schemes. He literally just got kidnapped in Alemania because of his own ridiculous choices with Gwen and Dimitri. But Javi cannot let him go. The heart wants what it wants, I guess. I am kind of dreading them getting back together because I know Leo is just going to break his heart again. But at the same time, the chemistry is undeniable. I am totally here for the drama it's going to cause. Javi dumping Gus to go running back into Leo's chaotic orbit is exactly the kind of soap opera trash I live for. Okay, back to the point, because we have way more ground to cover from this episode. Jack Deveraux is back in Salem. Yes, finally, Matthew Ashford is back on my screen, and I am thrilled. He brought the kids back to town, but the best part of his return was that reunion with Gwen Rizczech. I am a sucker for Jack and Gwen scenes. Their father-daughter dynamic is so incredibly complicated and toxic sometimes, but seeing Jack wrap his arms around her, and just be so genuinely relieved that she survived that whole kidnapping ordeal was beautiful. Gwen has been through absolute hell lately. Between Dimitri, the hostage situation, and now Rafe breathing down her neck for immunity against EJ, the girl needs her dad. I know half the fandom hates Gwen for what she did to Abigail in the past, but I am sorry, I have a soft spot for her. She just wants to be loved. Jack acknowledging that she's okay and holding her close actually made me tear up a little bit. But wait, we need to talk about the kids Jack brought back, because Chad DiMera just reunited with Thomas and Charlotte after their summer in Boston, and they have new faces. Yes, we have recasts, people. Cole Gersmeyer is now playing Thomas, and Pippa Blaylock has taken over as Charlotte. I swear, soap opera rapid aging syndrome is the wildest thing. You send your kids away for a summer vacation in Boston and they come back looking completely different. I mean, they are doing a great job so far, but it always takes me a minute to adjust when they swap the kids out. Chad looks so happy to have them back, though. Connor Floyd played that reunion scene so well, you can just feel how much Chad loves those kids. He needs them right now, especially with all the insane DiMera family drama happening with EJ and the Stefano chessboard mystery. And speaking of Chad's life, Julie Williams is not letting him off the hook. Oh my God, Julie is such a meddler, but I love her for it. She completely corners Chad and starts grilling him about his future, specifically asking if he is actually serious about Belle Black. Am I the only one who is conflicted about Chad and Belle? Like, part of me thinks it's kind of cute how they are bonding over the chess piece mystery and their shared grief, but the other part of me is screaming, because Belle is John and Marlena's daughter, and Chad is Stefano's son. It feels so wrong, but maybe that's why it's so compelling. Julie is clearly side-eyeing this whole situation. She wants to know if Chad is just playing around or if he is actually going to commit to Belle. And honestly, I don't even think Chad knows the answer to that yet. He is so lost right now. Now, I need to take a deep breath before I talk about this next part, because it makes me so mad. Brady Black and Sarah Horton, they are sitting there looking deeply into each other's eyes and reassuring each other about their recent I love you declarations. I cannot stand this pairing. I am sorry, but there is absolutely zero chemistry there. They are both just clinging to each other because they are traumatized and lonely. Sarah is looking at Brady and saying, she means it, but we all know she is completely lying to herself. She is trying so hard to convince herself that Brady is the safe, healthy choice. But her heart is screaming for Xander. She hasn't forgotten Xander for a single second. Every time she sees Xander, you can literally feel the electricity through the screen. Brady is just a placeholder, and it is so painfully obvious to everyone except Brady. Because let's be real, Xander and Sarah are endgame. Zara, forever. The spoilers are already hinting that they have more intimate, close moments coming up, and I am counting down the days. Sarah can play house with Brady all she wants, but the second Xander shows even a hint of vulnerability, she is going to go running back to him. And with Xander currently losing his mind over Philip's gambling scheme and the potential loss of the Kiriakis mansion, he is going to need Sarah. He is going to break down, and she is going to be right there to pick up the pieces. I predict that by the end of the fall, Brady is going to be left out in the cold, crying to Marlena about his broken heart again, and Sarah and Xander will be back together where they belong. I know it's going to be messy, but I am so ready for it. What did you guys think of the episode? Am I totally off base here? Let me know, because I definitely need to share this with people who get it.